Happy Tuesday. All right, let's talk about some chores. I had a sweet mama friend message me yesterday, and I wanted to hop on here and talk about this topic of chores and how to manage chores. So if you're hopping on live with me, go ahead and give me a hey. Tell me if you love chores or not. Also tell me if you got kiddos. Tell me their ages. Do you love chores? Do you hate chores? That's new. Okay. All right. So if you're hopping on live, go ahead and say hey. Hey, Becky. Hey, girl. All right. And also, if you're hopping on the replay, fantastic. But let me know. Go ahead and type replay if you're watching this on the replay later, so I can comment on it and share my love with you, maybe some tips. At the end, I want to give you an opportunity to share some tips as well. Now, if you know a mama who may feel like they don't have it all together, may feel like overwhelmed with the caring for the family and keeping up with the house and just the day-to-day stuff, please feel free to share this because I want this to be an encouragement that you don't have to have all the right answers. I, for one, am not a genius in the area, but over the years, I have come across some things that really work well for our family, and as our family has grown, they just work well. So today, let's chat about chores. I mean, who truly loves chores? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up or something if you love chores. But it's one of those things that we absolutely have to do. So how do we manage? Hey, Tammy, thanks for hopping on. So, okay, a sweet mama friend of mine messaged me yesterday and just asked me, how on earth do you keep up with the laundry? Hey, Aunt Gay. And, I just shared with her, and then I thought, well, I've been doing this a while. Like, I'm in this routine of the same, got to do the same things, that maybe this is something that other people would benefit from. I mean, I want to add value to your life and maybe make life a little easier. So I'm going to get on. That's why I decided to get on here and share my tips. So first thing about managing a house, no matter if you have young ones or babies are excluded, but young ones all the way up to older ones, definitely it is all about teamwork. If you're going to manage chores, if you're going to manage a house, and even if you stay at home, if you work from home, if you work at a business out of the house, these tips can apply to any and everyone. So first thing is teamwork. I'm not the one who makes all of the messes in the house. Everyone contributes to that. And so I feel like everyone can play a really big part in contributing. If you contribute to the mess, you should also feel inclined to contribute to the cleanup or the maintaining of the house. So teamwork is absolutely necessary. Now, if you struggle with a few like perfectionists or OCDs about the way things should be done, and this is something that I have to do quite often because sometimes it's not quite done the way I want it, but I have to, one, breathe. It's gonna be okay. And then, if you're an oily mama, you can definitely go ahead and apply you some stress away to get through those moments where, it may not be done to your specification, but it is still done. So teamwork is absolutely necessary. Everyone has to contribute, no matter their size. This is a training moment. This is a time to be teaching your children that if to care for their things and to have responsibility for caring for their home. So even in the younger toddler stage, my kids had, depending on the age, I believe books say, 1-year-olds can have like one task, like pick up your doll, and let's put it in here, or pick up, your trucks and let's put them in this box. Caring for their home and taking responsibility for their stuff. And then on up to teenagers, like, y'all gotta clean up your mess. Just saying. Okay, so getting the mindset out of your mind that you are not a maid, nor should you ever be made to feel like you're the maid and having to do it all. Distribute those chores to everyone. Now, chores around my house. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a genius in this area, but these things work for me. Chores typically tend to fall into 3 categories. You have your daily chores, things that you have to do every single day. You have your weekly chores in order to stay on top of it. And then occasionally the 3rd category is your deep cleaning. Those happen, every 6 months or so? I'm talking about decluttering drawers and closets and throwing out stuff. If we keep continuing to bring stuff in, we'll just be hoarders, and we'll just be overrun with stuff. And I think Americans really have too much stuff. I probably have too much stuff, even though I try to downsize. Anyways, so those 3 categories. Now, your daily chores will include doing the dishes. Hey Misty, hey Jennifer. Doing the dishes every day. Our system around here is we typically try to use 1 plate a day. And so after breakfast, we put a little soap on the plate. Sometimes there's not hardly anything on the plate, so we just kind of rinse it off and set it up for later to use. And my kids have color-coded plates too, so we know whose plate is who and who didn't wash their plate. So after meals, using 1 plate a day. Another thing that has to be done every day is laundry. If you have a small family, that may not have to be done every single day, but for our family, absolutely 1 to 2 loads sometimes a day. But at nighttime is when we gather up all the clothes for the day, and I start the washer at night. And then in the morning, I transfer from the washer. When I wake up, I transfer the clothes from the washer into the dryer, and then later fold them, and we do our chores, put them away. Another thing that has to be done every single night is spot pickup. Clearing off your counters, if that is something that you like to do, wiping down your counters. Also picking up the day stuff, putting your shoes away, taking your stuff to your room, being responsible for your stuff. So those things happen every night, loading the dishwasher and cleaning up the kitchen after a meal. That happens every night. Now, these things that in our family, we tend to do on rotation. So, like one day someone will help me by doing the dishes all day long. And then someone will help me cook in the kitchen, which, are life lessons that are very vital for growing humans that can take care of themselves. And then someone will help me do the laundry, and then because I have 4 kids, and then another one will help me pick up the living room for the night, wipe down the counters, and sweep the kitchen floor. So those are something that can be done on rotation. Obviously, if you have toddlers, they can't assist in all of those areas, but they can very much contribute, like getting those tiny brooms and dustpans. They can sweep up a little bit of the dirt while you're maybe loading the dishwasher. So it's very, very manageable to do. And getting your kids involved gives them a sense of responsibility. Then we have the weekly chores, things that are done every week things like cleaning the bathrooms, washing the sheets and dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, those kind of things. What we do at our house is we assign a day of the week for the chores. So today we're washing sheets and dusting. And then of course, you know, after I dust, because there's all sorts of stuff in the air, I get my diffuser going with some purification. So right now I've got sheets in the washer and the dryer and remaking beds and dusting at the same time. And that's just one thing. I mean, you don't want to save the whole day and spend the whole day doing chores or cleaning up after, you know, if you do a little bit at a time. And then of course you have your deep cleaning moments where you've got to declutter, you've got to clean out the closets, you've got to take the curtains off the rods and wash the curtains or wipe down the blinds or deep cleaning, stuff like that. And obviously that's not something that's done all the time, but it can be done in increments. You know, if you say, okay, I've got to wipe down the blinds, set a timer for yourself so you don't get so overwhelmed, obviously, because other things have to be done throughout the day. But 15-minute timer, go into a room, declutter the room. Hey, Tabitha, declutter the room. And once that timer goes off, walk away, because obviously you could spend a lot of time in a room decluttering and doing that kind of stuff. So those are just some of the tips that have worked for my family in order to manage a large family and stay on top of things. Now, I'm not a genius in the area, and I know that you may have some tips that really work well for your family, and I'd love to hear it. Also, if you know any moms that would benefit from this and just a little bit of the help, share this video with them. I want to be an encouragement to moms out there that they don't have to do it all, and life can be really amazing. So if you have any questions, message me. And you know, I've done Pinterest boards, I've done, you know, chore charts and that kind of stuff. So I'd love to hear your tips on this subject. So how do you manage your house and chores? Bye.